Today we are going to talk about passion. Passion. Now, when you hear the word passion, I want to know what it brings to mind for you. Does it bring to mind what you're passionate about, right? People always say, find your passion, find your passion. Or does it bring about an intimate relationship moment, maybe, where you're being passionate with somebody else? Or do you think of the passion of Christ? Do you think of him suffering on the cross for us? What do you think about when you hear the word passion? Now, I bring this up because we are studying in the Create Your Victory Channel Journal 365 journal prompts to capture the goodness of God. And today's prompt is found on page 159, and we are talking about His love set me free. Now you're saying, what does that have to do with passion? Well, the definition of passion is a strong and barely containable emotion. And then when you look at it through Scripture, it's Christ's suffering and dying for us, ultimately, his death. Passion. So I ask you, what kind of love is that passionate, right? When people ask you what's your passion, I would challenge you and say, what are you willing to suffer for? What are you willing to die for? What's your passion? What brings up emotions that you can't contain, right? I would definitely say my children. I've tried to explain this to them before, and now that my two older ones have kids of their own, I think they're starting to understand a little bit. But that love is a passion. Like, I'm passionate about my children. I would suffer for them. I would die for them. And it's an uncontrollable, strong emotion that I feel for them, right? That's why sometimes we just cry at the very thought of our children getting hurt, and we love them so much that it does hurt. This is the kind of passion that God has for us. And he wants us to realize that he loves us this much. He loves you enough that he died for you. That's passion. So when you get caught up in the world's, what are you passionate about? Oh, are you passionate about this hobby or that hobby? Are you? Are those hobbies really what you're passionate about, that you would die for? Maybe they are. I don't know. But I think God's calling you to something deeper. He wants you to understand what it really means to love and be set free. And when you are set free, you're set free to live in a full passion for yourself, right? What does that mean for you? Spend some time today. Just start in the journal. I'll be honest. I'm doing some batching, and when I first sat down to do this, I was like, because my mind's somewhere else, right? I have 3 books or more that I'm working on right now. Got some big events coming up and things happening, and so my mind is somewhere else. So when I sat down and really said, okay, God, not only am I spending time with you today for my personal one-on-one time, which I also do it a different way, but in this journal, I said, I need to record these videos, Lord, for the readers and the people who are daily walking with me, and I'm just not feeling it. I really am not today, Lord. I don't know. And I just started diving into the journal and reading the prompts and writing the first thing that comes to mind. And it immediately changed everything. It took me into that love of Christ and what that means and how he loves us. And the whole reason for this is capturing his goodness. And it changes you. It transforms you. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing it, right? Sharing it, sacrificing and suffering, right? Showing up on videos when I have a million other things to do, right? I'm doing this because I want you to experience the goodness of God, and I want you to capture it. I want you to acknowledge it, and I want you to share it with others. Because I'm telling you, it will transform you. It'll change you from the inside out. You will not be the same if you go through this journal, 365 prompts to capture the goodness. If you can't capture some goodness in 365 prompts, we need to talk. Okay, because God is moving in your life. You're just not paying attention. We've got to pay attention. We got to see his hand moving. We're going to be less worrisome, less doubtful. We're going to be more confident when we see his hand at work in our lives. We're going to move with purpose and passion. And we're going to be able to freely love others and set them free. So take some time. Dive into the journal. If you don't have one, grab one on Amazon. Catch up with us whenever you want. You don't have to actually start at page 1 and catch up that way. You can jump right into whatever page we're on. I'll put it in the video notes so you can catch up that way, or you can read in the beginning of the journal, and I share other ways to use it as well. So dive into capturing his goodness. I tell you, it will transform you.